रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः. Yuddha Kand, chapter number 63. Kumbhakarna counsels Ravana. The recitation begins now. Kumbhakarna listened to the words of Ravana, the lord of the countless millions of Rakshasas and the famed ruler of Lanka. Yet, like a helpless orphan, he wailed out of the heaviness that sat upon him. His brother was naturally impelled to burst in a thunderous laughter as he said to himself, "There yet remain surprises for me like this." But he hastened to reply, "Brother mine, when we met here last time in council, I gave it my decided opinion that danger is near you than you think, and that very same thing has now come about. You paid no heed to the well-meant advice of those that seek your well-being, and this is what you reap out of it. Like unto the worker of dreadful evils that falls into the lowest and the most dreadful of hells, you carried away by force Lady Sita, and the result of this sin has found you out very quickly. You acted then solely under the impulse of your boundless strength. Your intellect was under a cloud, and you stopped not to consider whether that step would do us good or evil. You did not take into consideration the evils that might flow from it. One should ponder deeply before he begins a thing on the good and evil aspects of it, and on the good or evil that might flow from it to ourselves. If, on the other hand, you do things against the natural order, setting the before and the after in wrong places, he knows not the science of polity and what militates against it. You have acted thus against natural order of things. Before you thought of carrying away Sita, you ought to have taken deep counsel with your ministers and alone on the good, the sorrow, the benefit, and the loss of the act. And it is only then that you should give your thought the face of action. You carried her away by force, and have now met us in council. Let this be. You should slay outright and first, before everything, Rama and Lakshmana that could come against you, and then alone you should think of bringing away Sita. But you carried her away first, and now seek measures to slay Rama and Lakshmana. Acts that are highly fruitful are performed in consequence with time and place. On the other hand, if performed at the wrong time and place, acts not only destroy the high efficacy of it, but bring home some very great danger. Like unto the offerings to the gods in vessels not purified by the chant of holy mantras, these bring to you only results of an undesirable kind. A king should take deep and careful counsel with his ministers upon any measure he desires to take. It is excellent to march forth against the foe when defeat is certain to him and victory is unequivocally certain to us. It is middling to march forth against the foe when he is equal to you in strength. It is utterly ridiculous and low to march against the enemy when defeat is certain to himself and victory is equally certain to the foe. One should carefully secure to himself the following 5 priceless measures. He should reflect deeply on the above 3 methods of act. He should canvass the means of the right beginnings of things. He should furnish himself with the necessary men and articles. He should march forth with due consideration to time and place. He should remove from his path all obstacles. And lastly, he should secure victory in the undertaking. The king should take counsel with his ministers as laid down in the rules of government, and he reaps the golden harvest of kingly polity to the utmost if he follows these instructions. Dharma should be taken in hand in the morning. The day should be devoted to the pursuit of artha. The evening and the night form the fittest occasion for the enjoyment of life and its pleasures. Or one may pursue the first 2 in the morning, the second and the first in the noon, and the third and the second in the evening. But he comes under the lowest grade of humanity who devotes all his time to the indulgence of the pleasures of life to the exclusion of the other's ends. A king, to make his learning and his studies fruitful, should choose the very best of the above aims of life. He should also decide on the separate and individual pursuit of them. and last but not the least, should put into practice what he has heard and studied on. One should avoid indulgence and pleasures out of season. Even so, one should put into action his valor and prowess at the right time. One should seek the alliance of his foes at the right time, and he should sow dissensions and quarrels in his camp by lavish distributions of money and honors. He should speak as befits the individual position of men, and he should bring enmity between them and their kith and kin. He should march against his foe with due consideration to place and time. So he should pursue the above aims either singly or in groups. He should acquaint himself thoroughly with everything that goes to place obstacles in his way. He should so manage that he has on his side everything that goes to further the pursuit and attainment of them. He should also take deep counsel with his ministers on these points. And last, he should live out the above, keeping perfect control over his senses and his mind. And such a ruler never comes to evil. He reaps the highest good possible, whoever acts after pondering deeply over the measures that are consonant with his well-being, and also upon the obstacles thereto, and this with the ministers who have grown grey in the science and the practice of kingly polity. One should seek to know the teachings of political science through expert teachers. But there are some who do not follow the above rule and yet go about as beasts in human form. They know nothing in this world except food, drink, and sleep. Witless rulers take them into their council to discuss affairs of the state. Then they advise the king through bare pride and haughtiness, with nothing of intellect or skill to back them. They do not decide a point after taking into consideration the gains and otherwise, or the dangers and the means to avoid them. The king, who would seek his own good, should never follow the counsel dangerous in the extreme of those ministers who have no such acquaintance with science or art. He should thoroughly test such ministers who prate through conceit what appears to be conducive to his welfare, but what in reality is dangerous to him, and then should remove them from his counsel. Such men are the most likely to spoil a scheme at the very moment of its achievement. They do not stay there. They are under the thumb of foes that know how to use the means and take the shortest way to destroy their king by inducing him to undertake measures that would bring him evil and woe. They are drawn away from their illegitimate ruler by the heavy bribes of the enemy, and you may easily find them out by what they speak. It betrays on a closer acquaintance the enemy in the guise of a friend. Verily, he comes to grief and ruin who rushes into action without previous thought thereon. He takes counsel only with ministers who are the workers of evil to him. The steps that he takes are based upon what they put him on to do. It is like the Krauncha mountain where birds pass through a cleft made in it by Skanda. He who puts out in time the ministers that seek his destruction and puts them away from him in self-preservation lends himself to grave dangers and loses his throne. The advice of our brother Vibhishna offered to you before is most conducive to your highest good. You may safely adopt it. The rest I leave it to the pleasure of your majesty. Dashamukha knit his brows into a terrible frown and said, I came into this world before you. I am worthy of your respect. It was I that set your feet on the path of knowledge. It being so, it becomes you not to advise me taking my place. Your advice is wasted upon me. We have now passed the stage where we should engage ourselves in councils and deliberations and kingly polity. It is up to us now to use strength and valor. No need to discuss about the past. It matters not whether I reacted without discrimination of right and wrong, or through ignorance, or through overweening confidence in my strength and force. It is enough that we fail to act right. Let the dead past bury itself. The wise waste no grief over it. Let us look to it that what is to be done is done best. If I have acted against the canons of polity and prudence, it is upon you to rectify by your might, if your heart beats for me truly, if you are conscious, to some extent at least, of your wonderful and boundless strength. If it seems to you necessary and imminent that you should face our enemies, do it so and waste no time over it. Put courage and confidence in my heart. See not that the dangers lie heavy upon my heart. My plans have gone awry, and I know not what to do. He is one of my kith and kin who does not turn his back upon the enemy. He is verily by my side. He is ever intent upon helping me to his very best. He is my very best friend, and he stretches out his hand to me in help, who has gone astray from the path of wisdom through evil counsel. Kumbhakarna noted that Ravana spoke harshly and haughtily. He saw that his brother was angry with him, so he spoke gently and slowly to conciliate him. Mighty monarch of the Rakshasa world, you have grieved enough. Do not give way to wrath. Calm yourself. Bring back peace and serenity to your heart. Blot out of your memory the unwelcome past. He who causes you this care and anxiety shall meet with his death this moment at my hands. What call have you to grieve or regret, so long that I am alive and by your side? I came into the world with you. I am your truest and most loyal friend. I share with you your joys and grief, gain and loss, foul and fair weather. So I should ever give you the healthiest advice I could. The kinsman whose hearts beat for you in affection knows his duty at this moment. Even so will I make short work of your enemies today on the battlefield. I will send Rama and Lakshmana in hot haste to the halls of death and scatter to the winds the monkey forces. Just behold it. The flower of valor and prowess of yourself will stand wonder-stricken at my achievements today. The head of Rama shall lie under your feet to tread upon. I hope care will take itself away from your heart. I hope that Sita will throb and quiver with agony and grief. Our Rakshasas, who have witnessed till now the death of their kith and kin and friends, will behold today with joy the enemy Rama give up his life in shameful defeat. Lanka will resound all over with the news of Rama's death at my hands. Like unto cloud banks red with the rays of the sun, will the torrents of blood flow from the huge mountainous bulk of Sugriva. As long as you are guarded by these Rakshasa heroes and myself who have vowed to take the life of Rama, what danger can draw near you through him? He should pass over my body to come near it, is it not? My heart entertains not the least fear that anyone will slay him. So let me have your orders to march to battle this very moment. No other shall go upon this venture. Your foes shall be wiped off from the face of the earth. I care not who comes against me, Indra, Yama, Agni, Marut, Kubera, Varuna, or any other. He meets his fate in me today. The very monarch of the gods will faint away in mad terror at the sight of my huge teeth, like unto mountain Meru, at the sound of my terrible roars. This, too, is too much. I will slay by thousands my foes with no weapon but my bare hands. Then who can come within the range of my eyes, who has the least care for his life? Shakti, mace, sword, sharp arrows, I need none of them. Indra may attack me with his terrible Vajra, yet I will kill him with a blow of my fist. Raghava will be knocked down first. Should he survive my arrows, I shall drain his heart's blood. What call have you to grieve so long as I am here? Let me have your orders this very moment to root out your foes. Put away behind you any fear you have of Rama. This very day I shall fight a terrible fight. Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva of wonderful strength, Hanuman that burnt our capital to ashes and slew our Rakshasa warriors, and every monkey that comes within my ken shall not live to tell the tale. You need not entertain any fear even of the Lord of the Devas, for I will secure to you boundless and undying fame today. I care not who comes against me, not even for Lord Brahma with his four heads. I have but to give way to my wrath, and the very gods will measure their length on the earth in the agonies of death and senseless with fear. I will curb the pride and haughtiness of Yama. I will send down my foes to the very god of fire. I will scatter upon the earth the sun and the stars from their homes in the sky. He who holds his place as Devaraja through the careful performance of 100 horse sacrifices shall be cruelly tortured today. I quaff most pleasantly the 7 oceans in which Varuna has his abode. I will grind to fine dust the 8 lordly mountains of the earth. I will cleave this earth in twain with a mighty kick. The might and valor of Kumbhakarna, fresh from his long sleep, will be attested to by the creatures that will form his prey today. These 3 worlds are enough to appease my hunger. I go forth now to slay Rama and Lakshmana and bring you the highest joy and happiness. Not one monkey shall escape my hands. Your Majesty may indulge yourself in everything that will gladden your heart. Drink deep of whatever pleases your fancy. Busy yourself with the usual affairs of state and put away grief and anxiety from you. Rama marches to the world of death this very day, and then Sita will come to your side in a moment. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunaptiye Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.